Hi guys, talking about Chris Watts, right? We all know that's kind of like another OJ Simpson sort of not right, kind of not legit really kind of trial. I believe that the girlfriend wasn't interviewed the right way, wasn't involved. What I mean is involved. In my opinion, they didn't. The police didn't ask her. And wasn't interrogating her enough. I also found that she was like they were kind of favoured her. NK, they favoured her. I found that a bit weird. The power that her dad had over the interview with NK about Chris and that. And the whole time, I mean, she's a spot on narcissist. NK, we can all tell that she's a very cold person, got a very bad, sinister attachment to her, obviously, because the old giggle thing when she phoned up Chris and left a message on his phone. It was, "Hi, I miss your face." That to me is really sinister. And him saying that he wouldn't say what, but that she was into dark stuff, and there was more to her, like cult wise, and it's all a bit strange, isn't it? At the end of the day, she was paid. She wasn't paid. The police were paid to be quiet, really, weren't they? Because Chris decided to confess to all of it anyway, to avoid the death penalty, but there's no death penalty in Colorado anyway. So he took the rap for it, because I think we all know this by now because it's gone on for so long, that he didn't want his family hurt. He didn't want, the repercussions were basically by NK's friends that were involved. In my opinion, there were other people involved as well as her. The deal was, if you get caught, don't bring us into it. Otherwise, this is going to happen to your family. This will happen to so-and-so's family. And, you take that risk kind of thing. And it happened and it went wrong. So I believe, in my opinion, that it was all about the money. It was money involved. We all know NK's dad had millions. He could even afford to buy Chris and Shanann's old house. That's how rich he, so that there's nothing in there that could in evidential sort of point anyone's fingers to NK, being there any evidence in there, which I think they've covered up. And it's all, they basically, he paid him off to keep his daughter out of shit, because she was more involved, in my opinion, she helped him, she was involved, I don't know how much she was involved, but, the psychics that, have said how much she's been involved, and how much and who, actually murdered Shanann as well. And it wasn't actually him. He didn't have his hands on anybody. He didn't have his hands on his kids, killing the kids. He didn't have his hands on his wife. But obviously he was there. So he was, taking part, and just as bad, but didn't actually do the killings, but was there present and probably helped. I don't even know if he actually put those bodies in the tanks, and he was completely sort of mesmerised, and sort of, is that the word, mesmerised? He was confused, couldn't remember anything really about, I suppose it's trauma, if something bad, has happened to your children, and, these things happen. Obviously it's wrong, but the guy's traumatized by what he did, or what he alleged to have done, and probably saw someone else do to his kids. And apparently, I don't think he saw apparently he didn't see what what happened to the children. So he was kind of like a bit confused and traumatized by the whole event, the murders and things. And I have a little bit of me thinks that he didn't actually do it hands on. I don't think he actually touched his children. I think he was involved, but I don't think he actually hands on killed Shanann either. I think it was somebody else, and to do with NK and NK's friend that she knew that wanted and could do those things and wanted to do that, always wanted to be part of that kind of thing. And she's like kind of a cult and sinister in those ways anyway. So, obviously when the police, the dogs went in, and everything, they were searching the house, there was giggles, just like NK's giggles down the phone to Chris. And so that definitely wasn't the girls, the girls' spirit. I think it was the sinister. There was a lot of things in there that were sinister and residue from the murders. Obviously Shanann was at the window as a ghost, but that's residue. That's just the residue, the leftovers of the murders. And that those giggles, those police heard of a little girl giggling, that was sinister. There's just tricks. It's the devil playing tricks. And it's all like, if there's, if NK's into devilish bad cult stuff and she's been in Chris's house, the house is it's just going to have spirits attached to it everywhere. And that's what happens, so a lot of horrible things were seen, and I would like to go in that house. So yes, I do believe that Chris is guilty, but he's not actually hands-on murdered anyone and has taken the rap, had to, was probably advised to, and so that's what's happened really. That's really what happened. So yeah, I think that's about it now. I mean, I don't know how long this is going to go on for and how much we're going to be speaking and watching about the Chris Watts family. I think it's wrong that they made a video out of people's murders. I mean, out of respect for, there's no respect for Shanann's parents, really, if there's a video being made about their own daughter's death and Chris killing his kids. And, what's going on in the world? They're making money out of people's murders. Those poor parents, the poor relatives of the girls, the family that's got murdered. That's just awful. How as if they're going to go and get the film or watch it on Netflix, and it's a bit of a sort of a stab in the back really for the parents. It's what I mean. Money. It's all about money. Money is the root of all evil, isn't it? That is evil. Making films out of people's murders, and not thinking about the relatives, the parents, the grieving people that are left grieving after such awful things happen to their own daughter and grandkids, and yet people are making money. That's the whole thing about making the movie, highlighting it so people watch it on TV. Why would we want to watch, something that's not real that was real, and, relive it and watch it again when I know we can't forget about it, it's never going to go away, but we don't have to highlight it and watch it on TV, and make money out of make a film out of something like that. It's personal, isn't it, for the families, and then in the name of Shanann and Chris and Shanann and the girls and little Nico. So I thought I'd make this video because that's what I think. That's, in my opinion, that's what I think's happened. There's no justice, is there? But she'll always be looking over her shoulder, I suppose, won't she? Hopefully. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.